Hey, welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I got a full house. I'm joined by Edward, Shavar, Toba, Terrence, Mavuso. Dog, why do you write your full name, bro? Like,
Because it's my name.
full name as on your birth certificate, dog. yeah,
Like it
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I can see, bro. Is it freezing that side, Terrence?
No, it's not, man. It's actually quite warm.
Oh, it's
A
quite
bit,
warm.
a bit warm.
Yeah. I know here in SA our weather, bruh. It's like stock market, Sometimes it's really
Yeah,
cool. Sometimes
yeah.
it gets very warm. But yeah. Yeah, so today's episode, gents, is simple. UEFA Champions League. I mean, we're all excited. Of course, Eddie and Shavar are like the you also support Madrid, right, Terrence?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but not as much as Eddie does. Eddie is
Oh,
like,
I do support Madrid, bro.
all right, fine. But who do you support the most, Manchester United or Real? Before
You
we
know,
dive,
I go like this. I have what you call like a primary team that I support, which is Manchester United. Then a
thank you.
secondary team that I support is Real Madrid,
Yeah.
and like a third team that I support, especially in Italy. In Italy, I don't have like a team. I just like
All right.
Juventus. I like AC Milani,
Yeah.
and in what's this? In Germany, I'm a very like pro Bayern Munich.
Or Bayern Munich. All right. So if it was Man United versus Real, next season with Ten Hag and everything, anything
Yeah,
can, you know, you know, who would you
I'm
support?
always I'm always I'm always torn apart between Real Madrid and Manchester United. But I think my heart will go for Manchester United.
All right. I know no
Yeah.
standard. Standard. It's all good, man. So yeah. I'll start off with you, Edward. I mean, it's been a while since you featured. Yeah, man. Like when it comes to your team, bro, are you confident, bro? Because I see the spell is out. You're rocking white. Are you confident that you're gonna spank Shabbat
Yeah,
tomorrow?
definitely confident. I've never seen Madrid lose a Champions League final, so I don't
Yeah,
plan on that happening anytime soon.
yeah,
Liverpool, yes, they're a very good team, but Madrid has that edge, that
yeah,
football heritage, that
That's true.
UEFA Champions League is their league.
yeah.
That's
When it
true.
comes to the final, I've never seen them lose, and I don't
Uh,
plan on seeing them lose tomorrow.
all
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
Yeah. And then, do you have anything to add, Terrence? Since you also a
To
Madrid
be
fan.
quite honest, I'll just sort of like concur with like Edward. Real Madrid is sort of like the royal, the royals of like football, in Europe, and it's so like sort of like absurd when you have a young player like Kylian Mbappe who will just like reject Real Madrid, and just like choose to remain at PSG. The
Yeah,
only opponent in France is just Lyon, and it's
yeah,
so very absurd. But I understand his reasoning. Maybe modern players are more like motivated by money over
hmm
like sports success. That's what I believe. If you've got a caliber of a player like Zidane, Zizou, who'll move to Real Madrid, Ronaldo will move to Real Madrid, Kaka, Cristiano
yeah.
Ronaldo, then ask myself, who's Mbappe? Keep your money in Paris. And I'll be supporting Real Madrid. We don't need your support. We don't.
Come on, yeah. And then you, Shabab, bro, you rocking your red. Is this like a Liverpool tracksuit you're rocking, or is it just the plain tracksuit? Hey, that's
Always
what's
represent.
up.
Um,
yeah.
so, um, Real Madrid, I only know of one Champions League final that they lost. It was a final where they played in white. Um, they played in Paris. It was in 1981 in Paris against a team playing in red, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Hey.
every single time we have won the Champions League, it has been against a team wearing white.
Mm,
oh,
mm, mm.
So
okay.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Look, this what you guys say about European royalty and football heritage. You like Madrid are the only team that can say that to Liverpool. So fine, I'll take it because I say it to pretty much every single other team. Um, but our record of only winning the Champions League against a team wearing white, that's also football heritage. And what happened in '81, that's also football heritage. So as much as you have it, and I'm not saying you don't have it, you definitely have well, probably the only club that have a bigger history than us in this tournament. But we still have enough history to get a win.
Yeah, but okay, quick question, Shiva. When Bale scored that bicycle kick against Madrid, weren't they rocking a white kit?
They were
Yeah,
actually.
they were. But look, it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't work out. We also
Yeah.
lost to Milan when they were wearing a white kit.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping it's a repeat. 2005 we beat Milan. 2007 they got revenge. So now this is our revenge for 2018.
Yeah, for 2018. Hey guys. And then I just
And
started
when Bale scored that goal, I thought that would be the Puskas winner. Um,
yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know
true.
which goal actually won it, but it should have been that one.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was one of like the most pure bicycle kicks I've ever seen. Clean, um even the difficulty, it was a very difficult one, for Bale to get it on target. And yeah, um it is what it is. I mean, I
But
guess
to be
the
quite
rest is
honest, like
history. Yeah.
I disagree with that notion. I think there's
Which one?
there are only two bicycle kicks that are very, very clinical. It's
Which one?
one in 2011, Wayne Rooney versus Manchester City.
The
Yeah.
one
The
where he
second
shinned
one,
it.
Yeah.
it's when Madrid, when Cristiano Ronaldo scored that goal in Turin with the bicycle kick, and the
No,
Juventus
I
fans
don't,
stood up and clapped their hands. Come on, bro.
it's not the same as Bale's one, guys. Like, oh, what do you think, Eddie Dog? You've
Hey,
seen the
I would have to be honest. I would have to be honest. Bill's one was out of this world. It was a cracker.
that one,
The
bruh.
way the ball approached him, the angle that the ball approached him, and for him to get it off, and it was so powerful. It was one of the greatest goals I've ever seen from a Madrid player.
Dude.
And not to
Yeah,
mention, yes, Ronaldo's one was also good. And considering how high his foot had to go to actually reach that ball, but when it comes to being spectacular, I think Bale's one was better. Just that you see, Ronaldo has much more fans, and a lot of people respect him. So hence, there's more hype for his goal compared to Bale's. But definitely, Bale's bicycle kick, I'll take it any day.
Yo, even with me, man. It
So
was like he was a butterfly. Yeah, did you want to say something?
Dude,
Bale's bicycle or
Yeah.
Zidane's volley?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Zidane's volley.
I'll choose Zidane's volley.
I would have to go
But
with Zidane's volley.
a lot of people choose Zidane's volley because nostalgia, and they grow up and they see
Yeah,
the goal on TV. I
yeah,
think Bale's bicycle was a more difficult skill.
I agree
yeah.
with you, Shama. We normally disagree, you and I, but this time around, I agree with you on that one. Bale's one for me, guys. That was just way too smooth, bro. Like it was,
Dude,
man, in basketball, a step back three, dribble, dribble. It was like that sort of, oh man.
But but but
Yeah,
like, to be quite honest, guys, we all know,
yeah.
guys, like Bale is a big match kind of a player. You know,
Mm,
he's got this thing. I can't define it. I remember when they played for the La Decima.
yeah.
The impact he had, dude. The guy was like, he was on another level. I think Bale is a very very big match kind of like a player.
I know, indeed, bro. He is. He is. He's got a lot of temperament. And are you guys? But I don't think he's gonna play tomorrow. I don't even think he's gonna even make
Nah, I
the.
don't think he's gonna play.
You know, which is
I'm happy about that.
Are you happy?
But
I'm
I
really
think like
happy.
Ancelotti did say that, like, I think like Bale and Hazard are forming part of the team and all of that. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I know that's true. And then when we look at the head to head, let me just quickly share my screen. Please bear with me. Here it is. Yeah, when we look at the head-to-head between Real and Liverpool, it's 4 wins for Real Madrid, 3 wins for Liverpool, and a single draw. So this game is it's fine margins that will of course separate this game, in my opinion, as like really there really isn't much to separate you guys. I mean, look at the goals scored 10-8. I mean, it's very close. Besides Ronaldo and Mo Salah with the 105 and 34, and of course the 13 and the 6, I just feel like it's it's pretty much a very very neck and neck sort of situation between the two teams. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
scored 4 of those 8 goals in one game, though. So
Oh yeah, the 4-0 victory. Yeah, yeah, in
mm.
08, 09. I recall.
to
But
you
that
know,
was yeah.
that's what I want to repeat of.
The 08, 09 season. But that Real
Yeah,
Madrid was
oh, wait.
finished though. Remember
yeah,
that
that's
But
Real
what.
they had
Madrid?
no, they had Schneider and they had Robin. And the year after that, both Schneider and Robin got to the Champions League final for their individual teams. So you can't say
Oh,
they were finished.
but bro,
But like in terms of like the current squads that they have right now, I think like the era of like Snyder and like and Robin was not that great. I think like to be honest, my view when it comes to this final match, Liverpool, I'd say like sort of like a better side. For me, when I look at it, although I don't support them, I feel like they had a better side. If you look at like what they've done this season, I don't lie to you, they deserve that EPL league title. You know, and I feel like they are in a better position to win because they've got a very good team, and their team just like ticks. They've got like a very good players like Salah, Mane, they've got a very like a bench with like depth as compared to like Real Madrid, and I feel like their defense is much more like very, 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 very robust and very, very stronger than Madrid. If you look at Madrid's run up to the finals, the back line has not been convincing. If you look at that match that they play against Chelsea in Spain, it was not convincing. If you look at the match against Manchester City, it wasn't convincing. I feel like the reason they won those matches was because of like the pedigree of like, the winning pedigree and also like the experience and playing on big moments. When moment arises, you just like literally you've got a guy like Benzema who's very experienced who can take the team forward. I think that's why I feel like Liverpool are in a better position, but you can't rule out Real Madrid. You can't. It will be a mistake. I think even Klopp knows that you can't rule out Madrid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Eddie, with regards to defense, because Terence just made a very honest view, because I also feel the same way. Like defensively, especially when Casemiro is not in. When Casemiro
Yeah,
is not in, it's even worse. You guys look a bit shaky. Do you guys think you'll be better tomorrow, or is Sadio Mane and Salah gonna do the most tomorrow?
Well, if you look at our problems in defense, when we had them, basically it was when Militao was injured and he had problems. He was out for a while, and Nacho did a good job standing in. But usually for the whole season, he's been solid. Just a moment of a lack of concentration. And I do agree. If you do look at the defense, Madrid and Liverpool pound for pound, they definitely are better. I mean,
yeah,
Robo,
yeah.
what's that guy, Van Dijk, and the other guy on the right,
Trent,
Trent.
Trent.
the best right back in the world. Yeah.
Yeah,
Best right
they're
back in
very
the
good.
world.
They're very good. But a
I
lot
think
of
he's number
Madrid's
one.
defenses, they've been through it all. They've seen it all. Those guys are war veterans.
Yeah,
They've seen it all. There's nothing that can scare them. I doubt. Yes,
yeah,
on paper they are better, but remember, when it comes to the field and the ball kicks off, forget about everything on paper.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah, guys, I wanted us to do a combined 11. I think this is where the debates are gonna start, coming in, where you know people are gonna, have their say as to who deserves to be in the combined 11. Let me just quickly share my screen.
So it has to be a three-way vote, ne?
Yeah, it has to be a
A
three-way because
true
I
vote.
also
I'll take that. That's good.
yeah. So I just wanted to check with you guys, which formation would you guys, which
I
one
think we
which one
both
would you
play a
prefer?
4-3-3.
All
So
right,
you wanna
Four three
keep it
three.
at
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was
4-3-3?
thinking that.
all right. No worries there. We'll start off with the goalkeeper, guys. Hey, you see this one?
Uh,
This one, ah, Shabab,
this one is quite difficult.
I'm
yeah.
gonna go Allison.
I go Courtois.
Hey,
Um, I'm gonna vote Couture. I'll explain why. I between the two for me, I think like Allison is very great in terms of like passing the ball, and for me, he's more like sort of like very modern keeper than Couture. But what I like about Couture is that like he has this ability of like bringing like big saves that are very important to the team.
yeah,
I
no,
think we
that's
saw him
true.
against Manchester City, and the way he kept Real Madrid, the way he kept Real Madrid against Chelsea, and I feel like Allison, he had like sort of like an easier way to the final, but it doesn't rule that like he's a very good goalkeeper. I'll vote Couture.
All right. With me, hey, this is gonna be tough because that means it's gonna be a tie. Because I was gonna say Allison only because of the clean sheets. Allison has 8 clean sheets. Courtois has 6 clean sheets.
Yeah,
So that for me is what separates them because they're both exceptional goalkeepers.
yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
true.
mind any of the two in my team,
So
but
okay, let me
this
let me
one's gonna
say
be hard.
this about
Yeah,
the difference between them. Courtois is
yeah,
better at catching things in the air, right?
yeah.
And those like crosses, he's better at coming for crosses and stuff like that. But in a game like this, you need 11 footballers, and Allison is a better footballer. And the point
Yeah,
you make about saves, Allison has made some huge saves for us. Um, the year we won the Champions League, he made this last ditch save against Napoli. That if he didn't make that save, he might have been playing Europa League that season. Um, he made one. He made a few against Barcelona that year as well. He's done bits in the league. He
but
even
Barcelona are
cropped up
not
and
great
scored a
though.
goal. No, I mean Barcelona the year we won it, right?
Yeah.
They are not great.
And last season, he steps up and scores a goal that actually gets us Champions League football. Without the goal he
Oh
scored, we
yeah,
don't get Champions League football. So for
Yeah.
me, it's an easy decision.
Hey.
Who I'd rather have in my team.
Yeah.
Um, not necessarily who's a better goalkeeper because Courtois does have his strengths. Like if I'm playing against a Burnley or a Stoke, I'd rather have a Courtois because you know you're going to get peppered with crosses. But in the Champions League final, you need an extra footballer, and Allison is a better footballer.
Hey. So guys, how are we gonna do this? Hey, because it's 2-2 right now. Oh my god. If only there was someone who was watching now
dude,
who could have
just do the right thing. Just choose Couture. Come on.
no
But we
way.
told you, X, make this a three-way to eliminate the debate.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we
I
can
think
say,
so. I agree with
yeah,
Edward.
All
I
right.
think we should leave it at 2-2 and get someone who's watching to comment. And I think in the first 100 comments, that's the one we go.
I know it's just that so far, Shava, there really isn't anyone tuned in. It's a Friday, people are turning up, so I will leave it at 3 ways. So, hey, Shava, man,
yeah, three-way is the way.
Justice.
as much as you and I don't agree with a lot of things, man. How do you spell Courtois, guys? Please, it's C-O.
It's Courtois.
It's C-O. Let me check
You
it out.
are
There it is.
I can tell you how
Thibaut
to spell
Courtois.
Allison.
You see, Allison, I know how to spell that. All right, then.
You can just
You know
write the initials TC, I think.
Yeah. And then, guys, we'll move on to left back. Your position, Eddie. I mean, back in varsity, you are the Roberto Carlos of Northwest University, dog.
Hey, I was on the right.
Oh, you're on the right. My bad.
Yeah.
But you used to. But you used to. Did you switch flanks, bro? At times, or was it only right back strictly, dog? Aish.
Strictly right back, and yeah,
All
and
right.
pepping forward, yeah.
All right. All right. Fine. Let's start with right back then. Who do you have, bro?
No, Trent is undisputed, bro.
All right.
Carvajal is not the same Carvajal of old. I don't want to be biased in this one because he's a Madrid player. Nominate him, no.
Yeah.
Trent is definitely better.
Yeah. All right, cool. And then Shaval, I'll skip you because I know you're gonna say Trent. Terrence Stock, who you got?
Right back, I'll choose. I'll choose like so far Cavaya.
Are you for real?
I'm being for real.
Yeah.
I'll say why.
This guy's a United
I'll say
fan.
why
What's he
though.
doing
Give
here?
me an opportunity to say why. I think
why.
Cavaya for
Yeah.
me, he's a much more experienced right back in that position for a final match. Because for me, he has played well for Real Madrid all these years, and he has also like played very good finals, and he has like sort of like I remember the final that they play La Decima, he played very very well, and I think coming to this final, he's very confident. He can like whip good crosses, and he's a very good like in terms of tracking like opposition players. I think for me, that's a reason enough for me to choose Kafar over Trent. But like when I compare like Trent and Kafar, throughout all the season, I think Trent is like sort of like the best player in that position.
Yeah. And then quick question, Shavar. Defensively, who do you think is better between Trent and Carvajal?
I mean, Trent's not bad defensively. He gets a lot of stick for it, but he does his job. He's not bad defensively. It's just that he gets caught so high up the pitch. But he's a playmaker, so he's meant to be high up the pitch. Nobody complains when
Yeah,
Kevin De Bruyne gets caught, high up the
Yeah.
pitch. So I mean, it's just because it says right back in the position slot. That doesn't mean that Trent's role is that of a Wan Bissaka. Um, Trent
oh
has
really?
Hey,
Trent.
you had to throw it on
I had
Basaka.
to. Yeah, I have to throw some stones, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why don't you
Um,
throw Pisaka into this mess, bro? Come on.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
Trent has also been a first team player for 5 years now, and this will be his fourth European final. So I take what you say about experience, but he's not inexperienced.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
but my point was not saying like he's not experienced. My point is like in terms of like defensively, someone whom you can like rely on a final, the full back. I'll choose
Okay,
Cavaya over
so
Trent.
I'm also a very big Spain fan. Like I
Yeah,
love
but I
Spain,
feel
the
like your point
national
is
team,
more
right?
anyway.
And I don't rate Carvajal that much defensively either.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, when it comes to Carvajal,
Yeah.
on his day, defensively, I think he's better than Trent.
I think
Just
so
that
too.
now
I have a
he
rule.
has
I
dropped
have a
four.
rule.
He has dropped
As
four.
soon as you say on his day, it means he's not.
Definitely,
But
definitely.
but
That's why I chose Trent. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
That's why.
hide.
But Eddie agreed. But Eddie agreed with
This
you,
season he's
Shavar.
been
So
better,
yeah.
but in
Yeah.
his prime, yes, Trent can assist more, but defensively, Carvajal is better. I'll take it any day.
Yeah.
But I have to be
Yeah.
honest. Right now, he's on four. So Trent.
Yeah. Yeah. Trent, bro. Okay, guys. Right center back. Who we got? Tan.
Van Dijk.
Okay, can we just go left center back first?
Okay, left center back, dude. Yeah.
Van Dijk.
Van Dyke. Okay, fine. There's no disputing that, guys.
I think like to be quite honest, like I was just like watching a program hosted by Rio Ferdinand, and Rio Ferdinand had to choose like top 5 best defenders in the EPL, and he chose himself and Vidic. Then the third defender that he chose was Van Dijk. I was so surprised by that.
Wow.
It shows like how Van Dijk is being respected by former players, and also like being respected by
Man.
like the wide community of like football in the world. I think Van Dijk is very like very composed. He's very good on also like on one-on-ones.
Wow. What
Um,
is this? doing?
Although like there's a critic though, that modern football nowadays, we don't use like sort of like two like strikers. It's more like one striker. That's why maybe he's getting it easy and all that. But I disagree with that. I feel like Van Dijk, bruh, can even go back in the 80s and 90s and like fit in and play well at centre back.
Yo, hey, you sound very soft, bro. Terrence, we couldn't hear what you said at the end.
Sorry, I think a call was
Yeah, now
coming
you
in. Because I'm using
Oh no, now you
myself.
back, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I was watching a program, a top 5 defenders program by Rio Ferdinand, and Rio Ferdinand like complimented, like, he put Van Dijk top 3. It shows like how he's being respected as a centre back, and also like I feel like he can go back in any era and fit in because he's very good. He's a very good centre back when it comes to 1-on-1, and he's a good reader of the game at centre back,
Yeah,
So that's why I think like Van Dijk for me is number 1 in this, in this position.
no doubt. Yeah, we can't even argue. We can't even, yeah. And then right center back, guys, who we got?
Well, even though he's not the right centre back, but I'll nominate him because I don't think the others are better than him. I'll go for Alaba.
Alaba.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't even know who's better between our two right centre backs. So that's already now. Do I want to go Konate or Matip? I don't know. Alaba, he's a left centre back. He's not a right centre back. He's
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Shiver. I think like Alaba is a more like centre left back, no, centre back.
Correct. I did say that he is a left centre, but I don't think the right centre backs are better than him.
Yeah.
Is this a team or is this an 11?
It's just like a combination, right?
It's an 11.
Yeah. It's a mixed masala.
It's a mixed masala. Look, I'll agree that he's the second best defender.
Yeah.
I don't want him at right centre back. Militao, I feel like he's a little bit erratic. He gets sucked in. He relies on his pace. Look, I think he's a good defender, but like Matip's probably the calmest of the lot. He's probably the safest pair of hands. Look, okay, I'm going to say Matip because it's like a better balanced 11 with Matip. But if you're asking me who the better defender is, then obviously I'll say Alaba.
Yeah, let's go
so
for
that's my answer.
I think like for me, I'll choose like Alaba. I think I agree with like Shavara, the position for me on the right back. I think it's the right centre back. I don't think we've got Militao. I don't think is that great. I'll go for like Matip, but for the sake of this combination, I'll choose Alaba.
Yeah. And then of course Eddie, you've also mentioned. So yeah, well it's David Alaba then. The more
who would you have said, X?
I was gonna say Alaba, bro. I rate Alaba. Alaba can do everything.
Even though he's not the tallest.
Yeah, he's intelligent, bro.
But we've had like great centre backs who are not even tall. For like the classical example, Fabio Cannavaro was not tall.
Yeah.
Like a short dude. And another guy who's I think he's gonna be great. Timber from Ajax Amsterdam. He's not that tall, but I think he's got a potential of being another Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah, and as well, the reason why I like Alaba is that he can play multiple positions and still.
He can do left back. He can do like CDM.
Yeah,
he's very versatile.
Yeah, he's comfortable in a lot of these players from Bayern. Like if you look at even Kimmich, even Philip Lahm, multiple positions. So that's part of the reasons why I rate Alaba. It just shows you that he actually knows how to play soccer in general.
Yeah, I think so.
Then left back, Mendy or what is this? Robo.
Guys. Huh?
Or must I
You
go?
guys start, or even you,
Yeah,
you start.
so somebody
I
else
want to hear
goes.
Yeah.
from a neutral.
Guys, let's just
From
be
a new.
honest. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest. Liverpool, Edward, let's agree, guys. Liverpool is going to dominate this defense because of like
Yeah.
my point earlier on that like they have a very robust defense, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, I'll choose Robinson because I think he's a very, very good left back, you know. Mendy for me, I wouldn't go for Mendy. I think like for me, he's like it's a very different kind of like a left back, you know. In a sense that like if you look at like current crop of like left backs and everything, you want someone who's not that tall, who's just like okay, average height and able to move the flank up and down easily and all of that. But it doesn't make Mendy a bad left back. But in a final like this, I'll choose Robertson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I'll choose Robertson.
Likewise.
Robertson is good.
Likewise. Yeah.
It's too
No.
good.
I say Robo as well. Eddie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I understand that you guys like Robo and all that, but I would choose Mendy because I feel like defensively he's more solid as compared to Robo. Robo trumps him when it comes to moving forward and attacking and the delivery of the crosses. You
yeah.
see? So in my ideal defense, yes, it's modern football whereby they're playing wingbacks who are always supporting and coming in as an extra attacking player and crossing the ball and assisting a lot. But I think Mendy does enough because in a team setting, you would have your defense, which will actually complement one another. Where one
Yeah.
lacks, the other would actually be balancing the player. But yeah, I would choose him over Robo any day, but majority rules.
Yeah. And then you, Shava, you've got Mendy, right?
Funny guys. No,
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of a left back that's better than Robbo. Um, Help me.
Sure,
Who
bro.
who would
Look,
we
sure.
say?
Aren't we choosing between Real Madrid and PSG?
Ah, I
Real
don't.
Madrid and PSG.
No,
Yeah.
not PSG. You mean
Oh, sorry. Real Madrid and Liverpool.
Liverpool?
Apologies.
Yeah, so basically
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is I think we have the two best fullbacks in the world, and I'm gonna go Robbo. He's a perfect complement to Trent. They have this perfect understanding between the two of them. Um, he's the guy that will overlap. He has a brilliant understanding with whoever we decide to play left wing, whether we go Mane or whether we go Diaz. Um, and yeah, that's just a spoiler for later on. Um, but yeah, I think again he's the better footballer, and he also has a bit of a nasty streak. Put respect on Chilwell and James. I think you should watch the video after the FA Cup. Then you'll know what I think about Chilwell and James. Chilwell didn't play, but what I think about James. Um, yeah, for me it's Robbo. I think he probably is the most balanced in terms of offense and defense of the four fullbacks that we have.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you and Terrence, man. I'd also take Robo. Moving on to holding mid, number 6.
Oh,
This one is interesting.
it's very interesting.
That
This
one,
one this
It's
one is
very
interesting.
interesting.
this
I
one
think this is
is
Uh,
also going to come down to a vote.
yeah, this one will
yeah,
come down to vote because there's not much
but
separating the number 6 players.
um, um, Edward, what do you think?
What do you think, man?
Yeah, Casemiro.
No way! Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
No
What's
way.
Why Casemiro, Edward?
Yeah,
Casemiro. Casemiro
I
is
wanna hear
essential.
that.
Yeah.
Casemiro is essential. You know,
Yeah.
when you're playing football, you need that destroyer, somebody who destroy and put in those nasty fouls that take players out of the game, and yet they don't get booked for it. Yes, I condone such play because when there are players who are actually difficult and controlling the ball. It's contact sport, so you are allowed to shake them up a bit, and get them out of the game. And Casemiro does that very well. He does that very well, and he's very essential to have. He shields the back four perfectly. He can also attack. He's very balanced. He's everything that you need in a holding midfielder. So I don't
Yeah.
think that there's anybody from Liverpool that is better than him, that does the job better than him. I mean, he's been owning the role for years now. So yeah, undisputed Casemiro.
Yeah. And then
I take your point. I think Casemiro is a very good CDM, as you say. Like, he's very stable, can protect the back four, and can sort of track runs and break down plays and all of that. You need such a player. I totally agree with you. But guys, we can't disregard what Hernandez has been doing for Liverpool this season, bro. I feel like in a final like this, he's more industrious and very workaholic, and I think he does the same, like breaking down plays and all of that, and providing safety for guys like Van Dijk. And in a final like this, in a combination like this, I think for me, he's an ideal candidate. I know I love Real Madrid and I support all the players, but I'll go for on merit. I'll choose Hernandez.
You mean
Fabinho.
you mean Jordan Henderson?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jordan Henderson.
oh my Casemiro. I
Yeah, I'll choose.
Shout.
I'll choose Jordan, bro.
I know.
I'm being honest.
Now you threw a spanner in the works there, because I'm Jordan Henderson's biggest fan, and not even I'm putting him in there.
Yes.
Dude, I'm serious. I'll choose
Look
Jordan.
at Exo's face.
Let me tell you, I was thinking about it during the day. I was thinking about it during the day. Thinking about Casemiro and Jordan in this position, and I think I'll choose Jordan.
I
Okay.
know.
Okay, look, that's one vote Casemiro, one vote my captain Jordan Henderson. I'm gonna go with Fabinho because
Wait.
Why are you guys so
I'm having
good?
a heart attack.
Guys, come on, dog. You see, dog, Terrence, you wilding, dog.
Look, I don't think it's a bad shout, but I wouldn't.
Dude,
Yeah,
do you guys really think it's a bad choice?
I don't think it's a bad choice. I just don't think it's the correct choice.
I think it's a bad choice because is he even the best for that position in his team?
No, he's not.
No,
You see?
you know what? I'll choose him because on the sides, I'll prefer to play Tony Cruz and who's this? The guy from Croatia.
Modric.
Yeah,
Modric.
Modric. Yeah, that's my preference.
Okay, so
A
my
midfield of
three
Henderson,
is
Modric.
Sorry?
my three would be Fabinho, Modric, and Thiago.
Damn.
Okay, let's finish this one off before
Let's
we.
finish this one off.
We move
ahead.
forward.
Guys. So you saying Henderson, right? Okay, you saying Fabinho.
I'm saying Fabinho.
Okay. Who's this guy? Sway in the comments. Who are you going for, bro? Because I can tell you are also commenting.
You're
right
actually the tiebreaker here.
Yeah, Sway, please tell us, bro. Please, bruh. Which CDM are you going for, bruh?
Hernandez will sweat.
He's also going Fabinho.
He's also
Fabinho.
going Fabinho.
So I'm gonna say one thing about Casemiro, right? He's
Fabinho
probably
benches for Brazil, though. They always selecting Casemiro over Fabinho.
so yeah, but Brazil, like international football is a different game. I'm gonna say one thing for Casemiro. He's probably the only player I've seen that can get 3 yellow cards in a game. And they were borderline 4 there as well. So I'll give that to Casemiro. He's good at doing that, but I just think Fabinho, again, he's a better footballer. He can do more with the ball, and he is also a very, very good destroyer. He's very good. He's a very good man marker. He's very good at cutting the passing lanes and dropping between the centre backs and covering for when Trent goes forward. And I think he's Casemiro is the better destroyer, but Fabinho has a lot more to his game.
Wow. But
it's a big thing that Fabinho can only get 2 yellow cards and Casemiro can get 3. That's a very,
but
very
guys,
big.
but Trevor, but we've seen Casemiro playing with like a yellow card and finishing a match. It just shows like it just shows like it just shows like the experience of the player. Sorry,
the 2 that came after that didn't actually come. That's why.
guys,
No,
okay.
but
Yeah.
I don't understand how Fabinho gets the shout ahead of Casemiro. I mean, Casemiro has done it 3 times in a row. And yeah, he's been there. You take Casemiro out of Madrid. Thank God we have Camavinga now. But without Casemiro, would be a shadow of ourselves. Even if we had Ronaldo and Modric and so forth. But he has played such an integral role in that position that I don't see anybody who's equal to him.
Yeah, because
yes, Fabinho might have the better of him with that pass, that beautiful pass and so forth. But he's also got that in his locker. He's also got long-range goals. Yeah. And another thing is that he's a cat. He's got 9 lives. He gets 3 yellow cards and still not out. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm also going to say this, right? If it goes down to penalties, Fabinho's a better penalty taker, and he's been in 2 penalty shootouts already this season.
Brazilians all know how to take penalties, Shavar, bro. I think that's just something that's common about.
But the penalty, you can't predict a penalty. It's quite difficult, like it's very difficult to predict a penalty.
Guys, Brazilians know how to take penalties. Even Fred knows how to take penalties, bro. And Fred is not even on the list.
Fred is a good penalty taker, by the way.
Yeah, but it's because he's Brazilian. Like it's no common traits. Like
Brasilia.
Even for City, Edison is their best penalty taker. Edison, and he's Brazilian. It's just something that they know how to do. So it's very difficult to beat Brazil in a shootout.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one is tough because Sway goes for Fabinho. Terrence, bruh, do you wanna change to Fabinho again?
X, who are you going for? Are you going for Casemiro?
I'll go. Change of heart. I'll go for Casemiro.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll go for Casemiro.
That's the second Brazilian that you guys.
But just like I just don't think. I think like the reason I resisted choosing Casemiro is because I don't think he's that. The past season is not that great as he used to be before. So that's why.
Well, Madrid for me are very vulnerable without this guy. Very, very vulnerable. Like you saw against Man City the first leg. Yes, the score was how much? Was it 4-3? But it could have been more if City actually took their chances, And then of course CM left center mid. Who would you guys go?
I'm taking midfielder.
I would go Thiago
Alcantara. All right.
Left midfield.
Yeah.
Isn't that Luka Modric's position?
No, Modric is on the right, isn't he?
He's on the right.
And Cruz is on the left.
He's on the right.
Because I know because in the final against us, Cruz was dropping into this like half left back role and picking the passes from there.
Yeah,
so that's how true. I know Cruz is on the left. But I think it's actually a tough one over the course of their careers. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. I'm going Thiago because of that pass he played against United where he looked one way and then split the defense with a no-look pass. Like that's for me, that's all you need in life. Yeah. So I'm gonna go.
Chibapuri, you're basing your decision on certain moments. Because he did that against United, now you're choosing him.
I mean, look, Thiago's also got a World Cup and a European Championship and a treble. 2 trebles? No, 1 treble. He's also got a couple of Champions Leagues. Like this guy's stacked. I think last season was the first season that he hasn't won a title in his entire career. So yeah, he's stacked. He's played for Barcelona when they were top of the world. He played for Bayern Munich when they were top of the world, and now he's playing for Liverpool, and we're not top of the world yet, but I mean we're 1 game away from that.
Yeah. All right, and then Eddie.
Yeah.
Don't be biased, man. Don't be biased.
Dude, To tell you the truth,
Yeah.
there's no midfielder from Liverpool that is better than anybody from Real Madrid in midfield.
Midfield wise,
I don't see anyone.
especially in
But
the midfield on the left and the right, I totally agree with you, Edward.
nobody.
Damn.
Nobody.
These guys, these guys will win you any championship in the world.
Can we all agree that our RCM is gonna be Modric? I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's gonna argue that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me just type that out in the interim. That one is
let's just put Modric there.
Modric is
That one
is
is
a
obvious.
very better midfielder on that position. Totally agree with you.
Okay, so who you going for Cruz? I presume Eddie, right?
I would go for Valverde.
Valverde.
Yes.
Oh, really? No way.
But Valverde can ball, man. Valverde's
Yeah,
nice.
you can bowl, but like,
Nice. But for
I
me,
think-
okay,
bro.
yeah, okay, fine. I go. I say I agree with Shavar. I'm a fan of Thiago, and you know that, Eddie. I've always been a fan of Thiago.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, especially from a press resistance standpoint. He's one of the most. That guy can break. Like it's difficult to press that guy. He's very tricky. You know, he's very composed on the ball. He's my sort of midfielder. You know, that's what I expected Scott McTominay to be. But unfortunately,
oh come on, dude. Scott McTominay to do that.
McTominay is a trap.
Oh come
man.
on,
It takes
dude.
too long. You see Thiago when he gets the ball. Did you see what he was doing to Rashford when we were playing them at
Dude.
Anfield? Just press resistance. That's for me. That's what separates elite midfielders from not so
from
elite.
average. Yeah, that's true.
No, correct. He's very good. He's very good. Press resistance. He can pick a pass.
Yeah.
He knows what to do with the ball.
I think like
dumbfounded and not know what to do. But what I feel like Thiago is lacking is end product in terms of goals and assists. You know, I don't want to put in that bracket
Don't make me have this debate.
whereby I want to put him in that into that bracket of measuring him in that way because it's more of an Iniesta type. But he doesn't score more, he doesn't assist a lot, but very good player nonetheless.
Yeah.
Don't make me have that debate about judging a midfielder on goals and assists.
All right, you Terrence. You the
for me,
you.
You know, like guys, you know, when it comes to Thiago, I'll lie to you, the guy is so talented, bro. Yeah. He's a bowler, that guy, man. You know, it saddens me even till today that Manchester, wanted that guy, and we couldn't get him. You know, I always imagine like the midfielders that we wanted. You know, we got them, the likes of Toni Kroos, the likes of Thiago. Those are the guys that we targeted, you know. But unfortunately, it did not go through. And you look at the downgrade, you know, Scott McTominay and all of that, you know. I agree with his attributes. But for a final, you know, on the left, I'll choose Toni Kroos. Why? Because I feel like you need Toni Kroos is a very good midfielder. He's also like good when it comes to set pieces. You know, I feel like he's that kind of like a midfielder that you can rely on, you know, in a final. You can put a very good cross, you know, from a corner kick, from a free kick position and all of that. So I'll go for Toni Kroos.
Yeah.
I just want to ask one question. Do you really want to sit for 120 minutes and watch Toni Kroos try to track Sadio Mane? Because as a Liverpool fan, I would love to see that.
But to be quite honest, Shiva, like Liverpool are not playing against Manchester United; they're playing Real Madrid, bro. So come on, these guys are bowlers, bro. Like that midfield, man. These guys, they can outplay, you know, like Liverpool.
Yeah.
Win the league first before you come and just tell us about like how money
Shots fired.
92 points, guys. Like, what more can we do? Honestly, what more can we do? No, look, I think it is very, very close between the two of them, both on current form and on their historical careers. But for me, Thiago is, again, he just has more to his game. Cruz is
Yeah.
very good at what he does, but Thiago does a lot more. He brings a lot more. He can get stuck into a tackle. Cruz, I think, by the time he turns around to make a tackle, the guy's already scored. And he wasn't always that way, but he's lost his pace. This guy is it's like, it reminds me of Pirlo when Pirlo was like 40 years old and still playing. You could see his quality, but
Yeah.
like his physicality is just gone.
Mm.
I think this would have been a much better debate a couple of years ago. But
Yeah.
right now, just on the physical aspect of it, I don't think Cruz can keep up anymore.
But physical aspect is just like one element of the game.
It's a very
If
important
we put
element.
like a lot of elements, I feel like if we put a lot of elements, I feel like for me, Tony Cruz supersedes everyone in that position. That's why I think.
See, I disagree.
But
I think he's very good at what he does. I don't think he's very good at a big range of things. Like, I think Thiago's a bit of all-rounder, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Hey, bro, Shavar, the
I
vote,
wouldn't put
unfortunately, is not with us because Sway also
This
wants
is another
Cruz
one I've
in.
lost.
So yeah, let's just put in Tony Cruz, bro. But like you see, this time around, bro, like I'm a huge fan of Thiago, bro. He's my sort of midfielder, bro. Like, even
There's
with
a lot of
United,
United fans on here. It's a problem.
yeah, I know he's a Chelsea supporter.
That's even worse. These guys just lost two
stats.
finals to us.
Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. Left wing. Tan. You see, this one is tough because you got
Vinicius.
You've got Sadio Mane.
Oh,
I
quite
know.
difficult.
This one is difficult, eh? But yeah, I'd go with Sadio Mane. I just think from an experience standpoint and from a clutch standpoint, I think Mane is clutch. When he gets a chance, he does not fuck around. Sadio Mane. He finishes his food. He can use both feet perfectly. He's not necessarily a pace merchant. I just feel like Vinicius tends to rely on his pace way too much. Whereas with Mane, he's not necessarily reliant on the pace. He is quick, but we've seen him score in finals before, as well. I just feel like Sadio Mane for me just takes it ahead of Vinicius. Not to say Vinicius is a bad player, no, he's exceptional. I like Vinny, especially this season. I think this is his breakthrough season. I mean, 20 goals in all competitions. That's a very good return for a 21-year-old. Yeah, so I go with Sadio Mane. Yeah, and then you, Terence, we'll work our way up.
On the left, I'll go for Vinicius, bro, Junior.
Vinicius Junior. All right.
Yeah, I'll go for Vinicius. What he did to Fernandinho, man. Based on that, I'll go for him.
A lot of us would. Eddie, you'd also do the same. Because you think Fernandinho's legs are gone, bro. You see, after that game, that's when I.
So that's my argument for Cruz, though. His legs are gone.
Yeah, but the thing is that the position he plays, Shavar, does not necessarily mean that he needs to rely on his pace. Whereas Fernandinho,
that's what I totally agree with that.
So played him as a right back, and come on, bro. Like Vinny just gassed him. Yeah.
Another reason I wanted to say, like Vinicius, I just look at like the U-turn in his career, man. Last season there was a season when he was still new and all of that, the pressure at Real Madrid to leave and all of that, and you could see like sort of like miscommunication in the field. Benzema sometimes body language did show that he was not happy with him, but like I feel like the impact of like very good coaching and and good guidance under Ancelotti, it gave him that like confidence. And you look at the contribution in terms of goals, between the combination between him and Benzema, it is like sort of like played wonders for Real Madrid. So that's why on that position I'll choose Vinicius. But I
Oh,
feel bad because like your points that you stipulated, about
Mane.
Mane, man, they are on merit,
Mane.
and I totally agree with them.
Mane is my favorite Liverpool player, guys. Like just to say, I've always told Shiva about this. I've loved Mane since Southampton. LVG wanted Mane, but our board was like, nah, Mane won't sell us jerseys. Huh? And you know how our board is, Terence. We look
That
at
was
the
a bad
jersey
decision.
before we look at a player on the field. But for me, that's my favorite player. Just in yo, I Mane for me, he's clutch, bro. Like, yeah. Anyway, Shiva, Mane or Vinicius, bro.
So you see, for me, the debate isn't Mane or Vinicius. The debate is Mane or Diaz. I don't think Vinicius. I think if
Hey,
Vinicius
Yes,
was in the Liverpool
yeah,
squad,
bro, this
he'd
guy
be
is
our sixth
biased,
best
man.
attacker.
Come on, come.
bro.
Are you serious? Oh, come on, dude.
Okay, maybe I'll give him fifth.
But, hey, this, all
I've got
right,
to go
then.
Mane. I've got to
Yeah,
go Mane because
mm,
he's done it before, and he's
yeah.
done it this season. He's won AFCON. He's got his country to the World Cup. He's got
Mhm.
2 trophies. He missed out on a league. Fine, laugh at me. 92 points. You guys would have taken 92 points at the start of the season.
Yeah,
Um, he's in the running for the Ballon d'Or.
thank you.
He has the BMT. He scored
Hey,
in a final before. Um, he will run himself into the ground before giving up. Vinicius is more skillful and has a good understanding with Benzema. And that's about it. I know you guys like skillful players, and Vinicius is far more skillful. Like if I want someone to do, step overs by the corner flag, I'm taking Vinicius.
yeah,
But if I want someone to win me a football game, I'm taking Sadio Mane.
thank you. That I fully agree with you on. Eddie,
Yeah,
this,
hey, it's quite a difficult one because both
yeah,
players have had a very, very, very good season, I mean, Vinicius, last year I was so frustrated about this guy. Like, I even thought that we should sell him, but
Yeah,
he's turned it around. He's turned it
turn
around. He's
around.
become a
yeah.
goal scoring winger, an assisting winger. But here, I think Sadio Mane just has the edge over him a little bit, because in the system that Madrid is playing, with Vinicius coming in with the runs, and then Benzema sort of playing the 9.5 position,
Yeah.
they make a very good combination. But if you would have a front three of Sadio, Benzema, and Mo Salah, of which I predict he'll take the right wing,
Yeah.
Benzema has that thing of being able to accommodate those two people.
Yo, imagine
And
Benzema at
he's done it
Liverpool, bro.
before. Yeah?
Benzema at Liverpool.
Yeah, he's done it before. He's accommodated two goal scoring wingers, Bale
Yeah,
and Ronaldo.
Cristiano. Yeah,
So basically, Sadio will be right there, and then Benzema can be the glue of that front three.
Yeah, I agree
So
with
I'll
that.
vote
Yeah.
for Sadio this time round.
yeah. I just like let's just add the next two players on top. Quite obvious.
Yeah, because like
Like,
the other
like
the other two positions are not. I don't think they're debatable.
these ones are
Nah,
not debatable, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Salah for me, like Salah deserves to be there, 100%.
yeah,
Benzema deserves to be there. He scored like 27 goals out of like 32 games for Real Madrid, La
yeah,
Liga, and he's got like crazy. He's got like crazy stats, man. I think
yeah.
he's a potential Ballon d'Or kind of a guy.
Yeah.
And I think Benzema and Salah deserve to be there. I think it's a very formidable top three.
Yo, bro, like, and it's balanced, bro. Because Benzema, guys, like his football IQ. That's what I like about him the most. He's not like a Lukaku, a through ball merchant. Who like to through ball. Benzema actually knows how to play soccer, bro. Like this guy
Yeah,
is of footballer. And I was looking at a stat. You know, this guy's never gotten a red card in his career, Benzema, since 2006. He's never ever
Wow.
gotten a red card, bruh. Which is insane, bruh.
Yeah.
Like I was just surprised at that. We of course Sadio Mane, we know Mane. That's an area where he'd lead maybe the team in red cards. But Benzema from a discipline standpoint, very disciplined, very clutch, 15 Champions League goals, multiple
Yeah.
hat tricks against really good opposition. It's not against
Yeah.
your poor teams. It's against PSG, it's against Chelsea, strong opposition. So yeah, for me, I think Ballon d'Or is even if he doesn't win the Champions League, in my opinion. Even if he doesn't win, like I just feel like it's his, you know. But I
Yeah.
know
I think
Shabab,
also like Benzema sort of sorry, Shiva, you can go ahead. Apologies.
yeah.
No. Go. Just
No,
thinking out
sorry, I
loud.
was just
Yeah,
like
I'm
I think you were
listening.
talking.
No. No. Go for it. Go for it. I don't really have much to say at this point.
Yeah.
I was just wanted to like sort of like compliment about like Benzema in terms of like I think he's got like very very good social skills in the field and technically he's a very very sound player and he's very intelligent to be quite honest just
Sure.
to not to repeat that much seeing Benzema at his age and he's been doing this season, it's so marvelous for all football fans. I hope like young players like Rashford, the like the
That one
Greenwoods, and
that
all
one
of
was
these young players around the world can just like imitate what he's doing. I think it's a very
yeah.
good forward.
Yeah. But like guys, I just wanted to ask just a question. I'll ask Eddie first. Don't you think Benzema has always been like this? It's
I
just
do.
that he had to accommodate Ronaldo as well as Bale.
Yeah, he's always been like this. I mean,
Mm,
he's always been like this. When you look at it, he's always been put in positions whereby he has to sacrifice a lot,
mm,
especially for Ronaldo. And back in the era with Higuain, they were playing a front three and they were scoring. But as time went, whereby they bought those two goal scoring wingers who actually were hogging the spotlight, um, Benzema had to like sacrifice himself, and like be the main glue between Bale and Ronaldo. So he's always had it within him. Even back in the day, I think when they played against United, he was very good. And that Lyon team that kept on knocking Madrid out, Benzema was the star.
Yeah,
So he
I remember
always
that
had it
Lyon
within
team.
him. And he might have dipped over the years and all that and scored a few goals and so forth. People are criticizing him that he hasn't scored much. That's why he's won the Pichichi because the main players are not there. But so what?
mm.
He's a very intelligent footballer. He's not only about goals. That guy is a number 10 and a number 9 in one. So
Yeah.
he's always been good. He's always been capable. Just that now it's showing that he has to take up a prominent position in the team.
Yeah. Yeah. No. True. And then in closing, guys, I wanna ask, just a question. Like, where? Okay, let me just first start with Shiva. Shiva, where do you think the game? Which area do you think the game will be won for your team, and which area do you think could potentially cost your team?
I
Yeah.
think if I think if Thiago and Fabinho are both not fit, I don't think we win. But if we have one of them, then that changes it completely. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's where it is for us. We have had a long season. We are extremely tired. Um, I really don't want to play another 120 minutes. Um, I think that's what it's gonna come down to. We're like bruised and battered. Um, and it comes down to one of those two. One of those two have to play. If neither of those two play, I don't know. I don't know if we can like I'm Jordan Henderson's biggest fan, but like guys, Luka Modric, like come on. Um
Yeah.
and Milner will give us 100%, but he's same as Tony Cruz. He's past it. His legs are gone. And Keita's just too hit and miss for a Champions League final. So we need one of Fabinho or Thiago. If we have both, personal opinion, if our midfield is Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago, we are favorites for the game. But if both Fabinho and Thiago are not available, then I think Madrid are favorites for the game. Yeah, won and lost in midfield.
Yeah, and then with you, Terrence, do you agree with Shavar? Won and lost in midfield, or do you perhaps think, even with defense, I mean, with Madrid issue, uh,
I,
okay, just from your perspective,
I think like if you look at like how Liverpool has been playing this season, I think like people who are in real trouble, it's the Real Madrid defense. They're gonna be in real trouble because the front four, the front three of Liverpool are very very good, you know. But I think the midfield, this three midfield that we've like chosen here, Tony Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric. In any, if these guys are good on the final, they can win it for Real Madrid in the midfield.
yeah, I no
I
doubt,
think
no
it's
doubt,
I think it's gonna be like a battlefield in the midfield. The battlefield is in the midfield. That's gonna
yeah,
like determine of um the outcome of the match. The Liverpool defense is very strong, but like having like an intelligent a striker like Benzema, anything can
yeah,
happen, bro.
yeah,
Yes,
I
yeah,
feel that,
Benzema showed it against like a very good defense team, um, very good defense Manchester City. It did show that it's got goals there. So that's what I'm saying. Like no matter how good you are, Benzema can score against you.
yeah, no, 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 true, true. And then you, Eddie, do you echo Terrence's sentiment, or do you have maybe another perspective on your end?
Nah, I definitely think it's gonna be a very, very tough match. Hopefully, it won't be those cagey tactical finals.
Yeah,
A final whereby there are goals. Obviously, I've witnessed a very lot of those, and I've been very happy because Madrid has been winning those finals. I don't
yeah,
expect any disappointment this time round.
yeah,
But when we look at it in this game, I think Liverpool will come out pressing. They will press, and they press as a unit.
mm,
So what Madrid needs to do is to catch them at the counters. I think they're very, very vulnerable on their wings. If we can just put two speedy wingers just to keep an eye on Robo and Trent, we can catch them on the break. Midfield wise, we're very strong. They will never dominate us in the midfield, not unless they have an extra man to hound our midfielders and not give them time,
yeah,
especially Tony Cruz, who is a bit slow, but with experience and the midfield trio always complementing one another and making up for each other's weaknesses, I think Madrid can win it. I think it will be in the midfield and catching them on the counter,
yeah.
specifically because the wingers like bombing forward. There we can catch them.
No, that's no, no, no. I agree, I agree. And then in closing, predictions. Yeah, I'll go first. I'll go first. I say
I
Real
actually don't want
Madrid.
to listen to this part of it.
Real Madrid gonna win their 14th Champions League. Karim Benzema is he's pretty much gonna stamp that authority that what, I am the man. I am the best player in Europe, pretty much. That's I feel like Benzema's gonna do something extraordinary. Maybe a Bale bicycle kick. Maybe he's gonna nutmeg. Who's this guy? Van Dyke first before scoring. Something that we've never seen before. But best believe, bro, Uncle Ben's dog. You can even retire after this final if he wants to. He'll have a statue outside the burner pile where he's doing this. I don't know what's the celebration. Is it this? It's this, man. Like
Yeah.
like just to cement that what, I am the shit like fly food. So I say Real Madrid are gonna win 2-1. Yeah.
I also
Yes.
hit that. I also like stuff like my that's my prediction.
Yeah.
Like it's 2-1. I think this final is the final where Benzema will be like, "This is my Ballon d'Or.
Like it's mine, chief.
It's mine."
Like
I think
there must
Benzema has a lot to prove, but
yeah.
we must not doubt the motivation of Liverpool after losing to Manchester City. The league.
Yeah.
I think they'll want to to complete the treble, but we all know that like the treble won't mean that much because it will be a Mickey Mouse treble. Uh, Manchester
That's
United
fine.
remains the only team that has a treble, the
Yeah.
class of 1999. But
Yeah.
I think we must not doubt Real Madrid, Liverpool. But I trust that Real Madrid, they always play on certain moments. That's why I'm saying every moment will be very critical. And we
Yeah.
all know most of the time in Real Madrid moments, Benzema usually, appears.
Yeah. And then you, Shabab, bro.
I want to go last.
All right, Eddie. Eddie,
I
what you
say Real
say?
Madrid, Real Madrid 3-1, you know, uh, Vinicius, Benzema, then Saka Punch, last minute, Rodrigo, 3-1 for the win for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
When it comes to a final, Madrid just becomes a different animal. Forget what you've been seeing on paper. There's
Yeah.
just something eternal about that club whereby when it's a final, like they just defy physics, they just defy the rules. The
Yeah.
impossible happens.
Yeah,
So
no,
yeah,
that's true.
definitely no doubt. 3-1
They just
for Real
become
Madrid.
immortals, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Shabab, hey, nah.
So what Eddie just said about Real Madrid, like a different piece in the final, a different piece in the Champions League. Like you realize we have that too, right? Everything you've just said about Real Madrid, that's something we have as well. The only difference is you guys have it for a little bit longer than us. Like we took a break. We took like a 6-year break. Um,
You've been taking breaks, eh?
yeah, no, we've
You took
been
30
taking
years
breaks.
break
We
to
we
win the
took a
league
break.
again.
We took a break. We took a 6, 7. I don't even want to know how long, but it wasn't 10 years like United. But yeah, we took a break, and then on the Mickey Mouse treble, because shots were being fired on the Mickey Mouse treble. I just want to cast everyone's mind back to 2016, where a certain team won the League Cup, the Europa League, and the Community Shield, and they were out in full force talking about the treble. I'm not going to say who that team was, but there were certain individuals of that fan base who,
Ah,
when
Shabab,
Ronaldo won the
bro.
Euros, they were talking about how they won 4 trophies. So look, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't
Yeah.
like making predictions, um, especially because normally in the Champions League, when it's a game like this where it's kind of evenly matched, I normally go with Liverpool because I will always say we have that return leg at Anfield, and in that
Yeah.
return leg at Anfield, I don't care what the situation is, I believe that we can go through. Right now, we do not have that return leg at Anfield, and we're against a team that has a bigger history than us, and it's the Champions League. I think that history counts for a lot in this competition. It's why City and PSG will never win it. Um, but yeah, you're not gonna get me to make a scoreline prediction. I'm just gonna
Okay.
say we've
You're confident.
we've done the 11 on the pitch. Um, and some might say Carlo Ancelotti is one of the greatest managers of all time. But our manager just has a habit of pulling a rabbit out of a hat. So for the Jurgen Klopp reason, I'm gonna go Liverpool, and I'm not gonna give a score.
How many finals has Jurgen Klopp lost? I'm
Oh
not.
my
I'm not.
Jesus,
Yeah, no,
Jesus
he's lost
Christ,
a lot, right? He's lost a lot of
Jesus
finals,
Christ.
but like he's always had the weaker team, and now I believe he has a stronger team. Um, so
Yeah.
I'm going for Jurgen Klopp.
You see. Even with this guy saying side note, X, you owe us. Pirates stream, which is, you see, Liverpool and Pirates are pretty much the same as far as finals are concerned. Like, especially, I mean,
But to be
especially
quite honest, like
especially
Pirates is the
Well,
last thing we'll talk about here. Though.
no, I'm just saying. How many
Look,
L's has Klopp caught in five?
since
I'm sure he's got
since
more
since that
L's.
Real Madrid won, right? We've
Yeah.
lost the Charity Shield. Okay, I know you guys think it's a big trophy because of 2016, but I don't think it's a big trophy. We've won the Champions League. We won the Champions League
Yeah.
final. We've won the League Cup final. We've won the FA Cup final. We've won the Super Cup, and we've won the Club World Cup.
Hey, flex.
So,
Flex.
but
I mean,
guys, like FIFA Club World Cup, come on, that's a Mickey Mouse
yeah,
trophy.
I mean,
Charity
it's
Shield.
bigger than the Community Shield
Charity
or
Shield.
the
It's a
Charity
complete-
Shield or
Yeah.
whatever
my
it's called
bro,
nowadays.
my brother, win Champions League, win EPL, win FA.
See, and
That's a
we've
real
done that on the
treble.
club. No. That is the real treble. I'm not saying this will be a treble. I'm just saying we have something special right now,
Yeah.
and I think,
But guys,
I think we're
I
taking
agree. I totally agree. You guys, you've got something special, guys. Dude, Liverpool side is great, but
Yeah.
what's fascinating is that it is great, but they are not winning much. They're supposed to be winning
We've
trophies.
won 2 trophies.
But they want-
We've
I
got
know.
2
You
this
want, you
season.
know the law.
2.
I know, but you're alone there. You see, Terrence, you and I have no right to talk about trophies, because Diaz has more trophies than us in the last 5 seasons, bruh. Diaz has
And
got
he's been
2
here for
trophies,
5 months.
and he's been here for 5 months. Bruh. So you and I, my G, we can't even comment about trophies, bro. Like, with me, it's just I just don't want to see Liverpool lift the Champions League as well. Like, I'm a United.
Oh, same here. I won't eat. I won't eat that day if Liverpool win.
No, like with me,
Look,
just
I'm gonna say one thing though.
They are rival. Dog. Our only. Sorry, Siobhan?
Yeah, just if there was, and I think I actually did say this like at the start of the season. I don't remember if it was to you, X. If there's one team who I don't want to face in the final, it's Real Madrid.
Yeah, you did say. You said you'd rather take on City because
I wanted City in the final because then I know that's like I don't even know I have to watch the game. I know we'll win if it's City in the final. City or PSG. Like I'd be more scared of like Villarreal or someone in the final. But yeah, if Real Madrid's the only team that I'm afraid of in a final, in the Champions League final. But I mean, Ancelotti has some PTSD about Liverpool in a Champions League final. So let's see how we go.
Oh yeah,
Istanbul.
I think 2006, right, Chivas, right? 2006, like they lost against AC Milan, right?
2005.
2005.
2005.
We won. 2007 was when we lost.
Yeah, they avenged it. So I doubt he has PTSD.
No, PTSD. let me tell you. It was I think when he started at Bayern Munich and he was sitting next to Xabi Alonso in an interview. And Xabi Alonso was talking about the trophies he's won at Liverpool. No, sorry, the trophies he's won with Steven Gerrard. He mentioned the Champions League, and then he gave the sly look at Ancelotti sitting next to him. And Ancelotti's like, no, that was my trophy. I don't know why you took it. This guy, it still keeps him up at night all these years later.
Yeah,
it was an epic match. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
Can I just ask you? Can I just ask this?
Yeah.
Which final is the best? The best final for you guys, like in the last decade.
For Champions League.
For Champions League.
Can I pick the one that was slightly longer than a decade ago?
Yeah, you can.
I think the best final was Barcelona against United in 2011. Because I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Come on. You're being a typical Liverpool fan. Come on, are you serious?
Okay, look, let's be honest, right? The two finals that Liverpool played, like the Spurs final wasn't a great game to watch, and the Madrid final was also like, it wasn't a spectacle for football. But that that game will always be my favorite. Well, not always be my favorite final, but that game is my favorite final just because it looked like City against Wolves in that 5-0 FA Cup or whatever. It looked like that. That's
To be
why.
quite
Like
honest,
there was one
they
team
did
playing
outplay
football.
us.
Yo, hey, brother,
It was
they
hilarious.
put
It was
Van der Sar in
absolutely hilarious.
retirement, man. That was Van der Sar's final game for United.
Yeah,
He had to go through all of that, the trauma, bruh. Like I'm sure it was
yeah.
for that.
Edward, for you?
For you, Eddie.
The best final.
Mm.
It has to be 2000 and I think 2001, 2002 season, if I'm not mistaken, or
Damn,
for
hey, you
the
taking us
Leverkusen
way
versus
back.
Madrid game.
The
Yeah,
Zidane volley.
the
That
Zidane
volley,
volley.
I still remember it today.
Isn't it La Decima, Eddie? Because we were watching La Decima together, I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Was
watching
Yeah.
that
watching it.
basement together.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you were over the moon, bro. Especially when Ramos got the equalizer, bro. Because
Yeah.
Simeone.
90 minutes.
Yeah,
I had
Simeone.
given up.
Yeah, you
But
had given up, and then Ramos. Put the
that
header.
final,
Didn't
back when
Bale
I was
also
still
score in
a
that game?
kid.
Beg your pardon?
Didn't Bale also score in that game?
Yeah, he scored. Yeah, he scored the third to make it.
It was like a scrappy
3-1.
header or something, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scrappy.
And
He scored the
Ronaldo.
second and the third.
Yeah, second and the third. Yeah.
I
He
think,
scored 2 goals.
Shifa, it was that movement that was done by Di Maria on the left wing. Then after that, like Benzema just like Bale actually scored, but he had it ball inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I remember supporting Atleti in that game.
Ah!
It was the Atleti game, right?
Yeah, it was.
And then Ramos popped up with his header, and after Ramos scored that header, I don't remember what the score was, but I remember feeling like, guys, it's done now. These Oaks are not gonna throw it away from here.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
true.
But yeah, you phrased your question in the last 10 years, so that's why I wanted to go to number 11. But if it's my favorite ever final, I can't look past 2005. I think that's the best Champions League final
Yeah.
ever.
And that
For me, it's like the same final. That was like the last decade. That was like for me like it was a crazy final. Just like seeing like playing against a very defensive side like Atletico Madrid, and after that like getting like the goal the 90th, and just like go there like win the final like that. Madrid was fantastic to watch. Second best final would be like the 2004 one. For me, it's one of the best finals too. Like literally seeing Liverpool coming back from 3-0. You look at that side of Cafu, Gattuso's, the Pillows, a very experienced AC Milan side, but Liverpool made victorious, So that's why I love like Champions League football. So I just like, I'm very grateful that we're going to be watching a very great final between Real Madrid and Liverpool. Two teams with great history when it comes to European football. So it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I know, guys. I feel like this was quite a long episode, but a very, very entertaining one. Thank you so much for availing yourself, guys. All the best, guys. Shiva, as much as I don't like your team, but all the best, my G. Like, if you need to talk after the game, if you need to talk, I'm here for you, my G. Always here for you. Eddie as well. Terrence, if you guys need to talk after the game, I'm here for you guys.
I'm very concerned about Salah. I'm concerned about him. Like losing the World Cup, losing the league, now losing, the Champions League.
Yeah. All right.
He's gonna go for it soon.
yeah. I know, but guys, please comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Please put a brother on. This is Easy Diski, and we out.
Cheers, bro. Thanks a lot.
I don't mean
Cheers, guys.
I don't mean Kaiser Chiefs.
I'm a Kaiser Chiefs supporter. Come on.
Even
Makosi.
Wow. All right, ciao.